Hello, welcome to game 2 of previews. Game 1 went very, 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 very badly, very, very, very quickly, so that's something to note. Let's see what we can do here. So patient is interesting. Where's the patient pile? Barbarian, so that bounces back. I don't care about barbarians that much because you get stuff out of the trash with the shaman. I think my open is going to be just a paddock. I think the shaman pile is going to run. I think the horses are nice, and we can potentially peril for loot. There's also village and swamp shacks. Just all the things could be okay, but I think peril also lets us trash horses, which seems nice. So I'm going to open like swamp hag shaman. Sorry, paddock shaman. Yeah, I think paddock shaman seems fine. You just can't not do shamans because you're just going to get all your opponent's junk. So you have to keep up the shaman, and then there's a question of how do you keep it up. I can also I can surely believe in highwayman stuff here, but I think we're not going to lose the shaman war so easily this time. I can get a highwayman here or swamp shacks. I can play with 2 terminals. My opponent doesn't have any terminals that took a swamp shacks. It doesn't seem very good. I think I can afford 2 terminals in the deck of this size, and the highwayman should be pretty nice to play. Of course, not if I don't draw it. Here, I'll take another paddock, I suppose. Yeah, this is rough. I just draw all my terminals all at once. So I'm sort of stuck deciding what to do. I think given that this is a somewhat dirty shuffle, I'll just play the highwayman, take another shaman. I do have another horse down there. We're actually going to start net trashing here pretty soon, I think, for both of us. This turn I'll look to get a swamp shacks probably. Although I don't need one anymore, I guess, because the shamans are going to run, so the paddocks are going to be non-terminal very quickly. So this is quite nice. 7, and I got 3 things in the trash. Let's start thinking about plus buy, I guess. So maybe this turn I will get myself a wine merchant. And then the swamp shacks in this next turn. And I've got two terminals. Well, I've actually got 3 terminals. Depends on if they buy another shaman here, which I assume they will. Yeah, this is kind of what we expect with swamp shacks. We just draw it with nothing. And it's just not a very good card. And we'll take the shaman now to make our paddocks non-terminal. And it's turn 10 and everything's back out of the trash again. We had started trashing and now everything's back in the trash. I guess with this many cards I will just take another swamp shacks. I don't really have anything else I want to buy. Man, their swamp shacks really, they're drawing every time, and mine have, well, I only drew it once, so I guess I can't say. And they've got more. Horse. All right, so paddock first, obviously. Horse, shaman. All right, I think I kind of sadly have to play the highwayman for draw just to get through this shuffle. And I'll take another paddock. I'd really like to keep trashing and seeing as many shamans as I can. And again, we're back down to 0 cards in the trash. I feel like I'm taking the worst of it, but they've taken more swamp hags than I have, more shaman than I have. And okay, this is great. Okay, so horse. All right, so paddock is non-terminal. Shamans, we trash all of our estates. And miracle of miracles, our swamp shacks are actually going to draw here, and we've got horses down there. And we actually found the highwayman. Awesome. Okay. So we got 3 things in play. We're going to trigger shuffle. We got more horses. I think we just take more paddocks for reliability. Maybe we take another highwayman actually for draw. And we need a 3rd source of plus buy at some point. Where's that coming from? Probably we peril trash a horse next turn. I guess we don't really want to peril trash a horse because that puts one in the trash for our opponent. So I'll take a paddock this turn and then look to take like a wine merchant and a paddock next turn. But I think we're going to be able to start net trashing here pretty soon. Okay, highwayman, and we gain an estate. Okay. Okay, so we'll play all of our paddocks. I guess we just trash 3 coppers here just to make sure our swamp shacks draw. Ooh, we don't actually have to play this one, right? We can play this for draw 2. Okay, we didn't find the highwayman. We have 17 here, which is pretty sweet. We've got a couple of villages, so I think we always wanted to take another wine merchant and then another swamp shacks. I could also take like highwayman paddock. Just take wine merchant, swamp shack this turn. And hopefully find some horses and start drawing next turn. Okay, good. It looks like our opponent does not have a great turn here. Okay, well, we can at least draw 1. Okay, so last turn we took wine merchant swamp shack. So this turn I can either take another paddock or another highwayman. Paddock draws 2, gives 2 coins. Highwayman lets us draw back around. I think the net draw is actually going to be better here. And we are slowly but surely thinning our decks. It is taking seemingly forever to get going, but we seem to be doing it eventually. I think that early highwayman was helpful. The paddock, I mean, I had the 5-2. There's just like a million moving pieces here. Okay, so we'll start with the highwayman draw. We'll gain an estate, play some horses. All right, we get to the end of the shuffle, right? Play all of the paddocks, 2 of the shamans, I suppose. And we draw here. We play all of our horses. I'm slightly worried about playing all of my horses here, but perhaps I can do something smart. No. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. Okay, so we've actually gotten all the way thin here. Almost everything in the trash is ours, and we've got... So is it worth periling... Is it worth periling a horse to get a loot? It doesn't actually matter. I think we're far enough ahead here. We eventually won the game with the shaman split. So we'll play another one.